Okay, we're back at the 1000 GM Spring Splash here with an incredible talent, Abhimanyu Mishra. Welcome to the show, Abhi. How do you like LA?
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me. This is a very great place. I mean, this hotel, the whole way that this event was organized is simply amazing. This 1000 GM is doing a great job for chess players all around the globe.
That's fantastic. Thank you. I appreciate that. So let's talk about you, starting with your home life. Well, first, let's tell the audience that you have a book. That's pretty incredible. How did it feel? I mean, you're the youngest Grandmaster ever, so that's an incredible accomplishment. We'll get to that. But you wrote a book. How did it feel to complete a book?
It felt quite good. I mean, this is like another sort of record. Youngest author, youngest chess author.
Nice. That's excellent. And in that, I read that your parents are really important to you. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, my parents, they've been the whole reason why I've come up to here. Like, without them, okay, it's impossible. I mean, the way how they explained everything to me, they helped me find better coaches and everything. I mean, everything they've done is simply amazing.
Yeah.
I cannot thank them enough.
That's fantastic. Yeah, so tell us one big thing your dad did, especially I read about one of the darkest periods before you got the Grandmaster title during COVID when there was no tournaments. When the first tournaments came back, I think I read that he drove like 500-600 miles to get you to a Charlotte tournament. Do you remember that at all?
Yeah, definitely. I remember through the night listening to songs in the car, driving off into the dark, and at like finally reaching home at like 5 a.m. in the morning. I mean, I can't even think about that.
Oh wow! Yeah, and then he told me that he would take you anywhere in the world. So where did you go to play tournaments in Europe?
Hungary.
Hungary. Wow.
For 3 whole months.
Had you ever been to Europe at all?
Yeah, many.
Oh, you've gone a couple times before then.
I've been to, I think, Russia now.
Okay.
Russia, Hungary. I've been to Greece. I remember I played under 14 there. And yeah, maybe a few other places.
Man, and you're only 14?
Yes.
Wow, that's pretty incredible. So I want to talk about the Chess Kings and Queens Academy with Grandmaster Magesh Panchantananan. Did I say that right? I try my best. And you moved up the levels rapidly there from when you were like 5, just starting playing tournaments until you became an expert at 7. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. That was also a very big part in my chess career. This Chess Kings and Queens Academy, it wasn't too far from my house, and every week or so there would be a group class, and I was learning a lot from there. It's like my ratings started to go up much more rapidly than before. I mean, I cannot thank Coach Magesh and Coach Arun I cannot thank them enough. This is just the amount of stuff they've taught me is simply amazing.
That's Grandmaster Arun, right?
Yeah, Grandmaster Coach Arun.
Yeah, one of your coaches. Is he still your current coach?
Yeah, I work with them sometimes.
Okay, that's amazing. Yeah, and you've worked with quite a few Grandmaster coaches. Do you remember the first time you worked with a Grandmaster? Were you like awestruck at all?
Yeah, definitely. I wanted to become like them. That was one of the reasons I wanted to become Grandmaster.
Yeah, and now you've worked your way up the rankings, and you became a Grandmaster, the youngest Grandmaster ever. Can you tell us the exact age that you became a Grandmaster?
12 years, 4 months, and 25 days.
Wait a second, I think that's on your book. I saw that on your cover.
Don't lean in too much, though.
Oh yeah, thank you. And so, through the hard parts of COVID, I mean, before COVID hit, did you think you were going to do it at 11?
Yeah, that was very possible.
Yeah.
I mean, COVID, as terrible as it was, it gave me time to improve my skills.
Right.
And like in that 5-6 month period where I could not play tournaments, I was learning a lot online.
Right.
And yeah, that definitely was one of the reasons that I became Grandmaster. Because I mean, at some point, whether I kept playing tournaments or not, I needed to learn all those things.
Right. And I mean, your dad, I was talking to your dad, and he says that you want to become world champion. When was the first time that you thought, oh, I could possibly even go for that?
I remember when I started playing chess, like when I was like, when my dad taught me to start playing chess, I was like 2.5. I remember like since then, I mean back then, okay, I have no idea of how everything works. I wanted to become world champion at 18.
Right. Oh, at 18. So you've got 4 years until then.
Yes.
When do you think you'll hit 2,700?
I'm hopefully I'll get it by the age of 15.
Oh, so within next year?
Within the next year.
Oh man, that's ambitious. Do you know how ambitious that is?
Yes, it's a very... I want to become the youngest 2700 in the world.
So then, what kind of work will you need to do to get there?
I need to work on all my different parts of the game, and like I cannot afford to mess up games.
Yeah.
That, I mean, if I'm winning, I need to win those games. I cannot afford to let the game slip away.
Are you referencing a game from this tournament?
Yeah, for example, I think my game in round 6 against Sam Kanil, I mean, I was completely winning. I blew it completely. I had to make control. I mean, if I want to go to a higher level, I cannot do such things.
What do you do to improve once you know you missed a win like that? Like, I guess how do you react immediately after the game starts?
Well, of course.
So after you become 2,700, you'll be in the elite club of basically the top 40 players in the world. What's your next goal after that?
Yeah, my next goal after that is world champion. I mean, as of now, I mean, between 2,700 and world champion, I mean, okay, first of all, it's kind of a bit hard to think about that right now, but anyways, yeah, I mean, after that, it's world champion.
I guess one thing that I'm really interested in is who do you think your biggest competition will be? Actually, let's start with the U.S. first.
Watch it, Dylan. Stay back.
I'll say more time. So one thing I'm really interested in is who do you think your biggest competition will be in the U.S. first?
In the U.S., I mean, as of now, it's kind of a bit difficult to tell what will happen in another, like, say, 5-10 years.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, Christopher Yu seems like a very possible rival.
He's here.
Yeah.
What do you think when you look him in the eye?
I think, okay, he's quite a strong player, and okay, I really wanted to play him this tournament. Okay, unfortunately, towards the end, I wasn't able to. But yeah, I mean, he's a very strong player, and yeah, I want to. My rating has fallen a bit back. I mean, I want to become stronger than him.
Yeah, and then what do you think about worldwide? Who's your biggest worldwide competition?
As of now, I mean, it's okay. Again, it's quite difficult to tell.
Yeah. Avastorov or?
Yeah, I mean, all these, for example, all these youngsters, Abdusadrov, Harikaisi, Kukesh, Pragnanda. I mean, they're all very, very strong.
All right, that's great. Let's switch to. I want to hear about the influence of martial arts and soccer on your chess, because I read in your book that they actually helped calm you down and improve your focus. Can you elaborate on that?
Sure. So yeah, when I was around 5 or 6, I mean, since then I don't think I've touched either of those things.
Okay.
That was probably the last time I've done those.
Yeah.
But okay, back then it helped. I mean, because after a very tight game, I mean, it becomes very difficult to. You want, especially as a very young kid, you want to just like. I mean, you're very uneasy and so on.
Yeah.
I mean, doing these things like playing martial arts and soccer. I mean, it was much more calming than chess. Like at that moment.
And why haven't you continued? Just not enough time?
Yeah, I mean, ever since then, yeah, I've been working harder, playing more games, more tournaments. I mean, yeah, I think it's time constraint.
Yeah, I think you mentioned a little bit about faith playing a big part of in your chess career and family life. Can you tell us about your faith?
Faith as
in God and
sure.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely. So I mean, till this date, before every game I do a short prayer, and okay, I mean, it's helped me a lot for sure. It's helped me stay calm over the very tough periods. I mean, for example, when you're playing a game and say your opponent comes very well prepared, like you realize that you're playing against an engine, and of course you start to get like you start to get quite scared. But okay, I mean all these prayers and so on, they help me stay calm.
Great. And you say you don't ever pray for a win.
Yeah, I always pray to play my best. I mean, okay, if I play my best and if I lose, okay, there's nothing anyone can do.
Right. I love that attitude. That's great. Okay, yeah. So
Watch the shadows.
We can wrap up soon here, but let me ask you just some fun questions. What's your favorite chess piece?
The king.
Oh, the king! No one chooses that. Why do you choose the king?
It's the most valuable.
All right, that's excellent. What's your favorite movie or TV show?
Okay, what? I haven't watched The Queen's Gambit. I mean, I've been told it's a bit for
Mature, yeah.
a bit mature people, for more mature people. I mean, I think Searching for Bobby Fischer was a very great movie.
Okay.
I mean, other than that, I think Pursuit of Happiness was also.
Oh, that's a good choice. Nice. You mentioned a bunch of Indian films in your book. Do you want to mention any Indian films?
Yeah, sure. Like Bag Milka Bag, that was a very inspirational movie. There are many more.
Yeah, there's ones that I'm gonna have to see now. Okay, so let's wrap up here. You're the top junior for your age by like a mile, by like just a few years. I mean, there's nobody in the top 25 that are anywhere close to your age. You have to know, and that has to put some sort of psychological pressure on you. Does that make it hard at all?
I mean, top 25, as of now, okay. I'm very, very far away from that. I mean, now it's not the time to think about
Junior.
In juniors.
For juniors, yeah.
Oh, okay.
You're 23 for juniors.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, I thought you meant world rank.
No, not world rank. Yeah. You're not 2,700 yet.
Yeah.
No,
So,
we can say it again. I'll say it again. So for the top 25 juniors, there's no one close to your age. You're younger by 2-3 years for most of them, almost all of them, maybe except for 1 or 2. So does that put any extra mental pressure on you?
No, not really. I mean, throughout my career, I've had a lot of I've been the youngest at many things. For example, at age 7, I was the youngest expert.
Yeah.
Then at the age of 9, I was the youngest master. At the age of 10, I was the youngest international master in the world. Then at the age of 12, I became the youngest Grandmaster. I mean, okay, I think these ages are just a number. Okay, it doesn't really affect me in any way.
Just a number, huh?
Well, rating is just a number, but that number is much more serious.
Right. And is it much more serious because there's much more to go?
There's much more. I mean, rating is also. I mean, technically, it's also just a number. If you have the strength, okay, the number will go up.
Do you think you're underrated?
Well, yeah, I hope to break 2,600 soon. I mean, last couple tournaments haven't been going good.
Okay. Well, what do you think you'll need to do? How many hours? Actually, I want to say how many hours a day will you have to work to reach 2,600, 2,700?
As of now, I already work like 8-10 hours a day, so maybe even a bit more. But I think maybe it's not about adding more hours. It's just about working on different aspects of the game.
Right. Actually, one more thing before we go. Can you talk about how psychology is important to your game?
Psychology.
How you're thinking about the game.
Like how I think before the game, like what I think about.
Actually, all of it. Like how when you put it all together, how you're thinking, because what separates a 2,600 GM and 2,700 GM is not much skill. It's all about experience and maybe a little bit of opening preparation, but it's a lot of it is how people react in certain situations. Like someone like Aronian never was able to win the candidates. He always was maybe got too nervous or something and choked in the candidates. Can you tell us how important that, having a good mindset is in a tournament?
Sure, yeah, it's very important. I mean, otherwise, if you're feeling angry for whatever reason, right, that'll show in your play. Like, you'll play very rash for like no reason. You'll lose games for absolutely no reason. So it's important to keep a steady mind. Like, even when things aren't going well for you, even if you lose 1-2 games, okay, I mean, it's very difficult. It's very simple to say, but it's very difficult to do.
Right.
You should just try to play every game like a new game.
Right.
Like, forget everything that's happened in the past. And it's also important to not be on the other side of that. Once you win a game, not to be too happy and mess up the next game.
Right. Well, I appreciate that, Abhi. Thank you for taking the time. Any last words of kindness for 1000 GM?
Thank you. This was such a well-organized event. I cannot ask for anything better.
Thank you very much, Abhi. Have a safe flight, and we hope you get 2700 soon.
Thank you.